Okay, but like really, I think Skate is an amazing game, and I don't understand why it's being hated on. People are saying like, oh, it's not a skate game. Oh, it's not realistic. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Like, shut up. It's fun. You're just trying to ignore it because it has microtransactions, which I will get to later, and why, in my opinion, they're not really a big problem. But I should probably introduce my background to Skate. So, I'm not a skateboarder. Let me repeat that again. I'm not a skateboarder. I do not actually skateboard in real life. But I have some experience with Skate 3. It's actually one of the first games I've played at my grandma's house. They have like a PS3, and that's one of the games that I'd play hanging out with all my cousins, and we would just like break bones, and we wouldn't understand much. So this is like the first skate game I've had where I actually understand the depths of the actual skating system. But I still think that there's something that just makes Skate really fun. And I'm not just talking about the new game, I'm talking about all the Skate games. And even though maybe some core ideologies have changed between the original Skate trilogy and this new one, this game is still a Skate game, and this game is still really fun. And I have 3 main points that I'm going to share with you why I think Skate is a really good game. This brings me to my first point. It makes you feel like a skater. As I mentioned earlier, I'm not a skater, and I didn't really know that much about like the intricacies of Skate 3 when I played it. But yet, this game still makes you feel like you're really good at skating. I don't know if it's through the simplicity of the mechanics, but like I feel like when I'm playing that I'm good at the game, which is not a common thing that a lot of games do. It definitely reminds me of the Game Maker's Toolkit video about whether you need to earn the fantasy or if the game's going to give it to you. And I feel like this game somehow hits the mark right on. This game isn't too easy, where it feels like you don't have to put in any work, but also at the same time, it's so incredibly simplistic in its actual design that it allows you to get right into it and to start doing these big tricks and these like cool segments right as you start playing. I feel like this is very important for the game, which it kind of leads into the fact that it's free to play. And I'm kind of getting away from my main argument here, but stick with me. If this game can make anyone feel like they're a skater, I think that making this game free to play is a really smart decision. Like, it's a really cool decision to where if everyone can fulfill the skate fantasy, you should be able to give everyone the option of trying to complete that fantasy. It's like an obvious next step. And I guarantee if this game were to release now, it would be somewhere like $60 and probably not worth it for a lot of people. But now that this game is free, it can very easily reach a bunch of people who maybe haven't touched a skate game, maybe don't even really know how a skateboard works and all this stuff, because that's kind of what I was. I mean, obviously I'd played a skate game, but I was never really interested in the skate culture, and I'm more interested in the gameplay part. But skate culture I know is a big part of the earlier skate games, so I want to briefly touch on that. From what I could gather, there are 3 main aspects that a lot of people are hating on Skate for. First, the decline of like representation in skate culture. Second, the microtransactions. And last, the fact that's basically just a reboot of an old game. And I'm going to be covering all of those and talking about why that doesn't stop this game from being really fun. Alright, so let's first get into the decline of skate culture. Again, I'm not a skateboarder. but I can definitely tell when a game is not representing something's culture. I don't think that this game is trying to make you think that skateboarding is all about jumping off of a giant spinny tower and tumbling into the ground. I don't think it's meant to do that. I think it is trying to set up its own culture in San Van. And I know that maybe thinking of like, oh, that's not good. And I guarantee a lot of you guys are thinking about that right now. But I think that's relatively fine. This game is trying to become something else using skateboarding, and it's not trying to be like another skate game. And you can see that in the grittiness of it. You got all these vibrant colors, and it's definitely not trying to be another skate game, though it is another game in the series. This game follows the Dax, which are like the skating group in San Van, and I feel like this game is definitely leaning more into a friendly environment than I think some of the other games have. The other games, if you run into someone, they're about to like beat you up and like tase you. But in this game, if you run into someone, there's like jump out of the way. I don't even know if there's any voice lines, but it definitely feels like this game isn't harsh, gritty, real skateboarding. But as I said earlier, I don't know if that's really a bad thing about it. If you're not really happy with this defense I've put on, I feel like this part of the game is where it's lacking the most. And I feel like it's very fair if you feel like this game is doing an underrepresentation to the skating community if you are a skater. But I guarantee that out of all the people playing skate, most of the people are not skaters. Most of the people probably have seen clips of Skate 3, new skate game coming out, about to download it. But as I said earlier, this game isn't trying to be like a game of skate culture. But that brings me to the next thing that people really don't like about this game, which is the microtransactions. This game has microtransactions. Yes, I know. Oh, EA making a game free, adding microtransactions because they're a greedy corporate entity. But I have a really simple thing that I think a lot of people know and a lot of people just don't like about it. And it's just the truth about making games as a big corporate entity. You have to make money. You can't make a game for a passion project if you're in a big company. That's just like not how it works. You can't. And if they're trying to make this game free to play, as I said earlier, to allow people to fulfill the skate fantasy, they have to have some way to make money. And that's where you bring in the cosmetics and you bring in all the other things that people hate about free-to-play games. But as I mentioned earlier, I don't think that this is really a bad part. Like, sure, there's microtransactions. Just don't buy them. Like, it seems really stupid. It's like, oh, yeah, duh. I just won't buy the microtransactions. But just like, don't. Like, if you don't want to support EA, don't support EA. EA's gotta make money somehow, so they gotta have some way to monetize their game. Would you rather, if you're playing, ads pop up every like 20 seconds? Every single time you have to reset, you have to watch like a Reese's commercial? Like, what do you want from the game? Do you want to pay $60 and get a skate game? Or do you want a free-to-play skate game and people can spend money if they want, but you don't have to? I know which one I would prefer. I'd definitely take the free game over the paid game. But yes, it is kind of a greedy thing to add into games, but it's at the cost of getting this amazing experience free. And there's so many times that I feel like I wouldn't have played a game unless it was free. Like most of my favorite games are all free or they're very cheap, and it makes me feel like if I buy them, there's not much of like a cost. Like there's not much of a downside to me buying the game and like not liking it. If you don't agree with me, I think that's fine. I still think that people need to make money. Sure, they may be a really big company, but you can't just make something as a passion project in that type of scenario. I hope I've defended this part good enough for you guys. So let's get to the next part. So let's talk about how this is practically a copy and paste from Skate 3, like mechanics and all that stuff. And I'm just gonna say it bluntly, it is. Like, it is. There's not many things that I don't believe have changed. Like, if anything, they've only taken away things. They've taken away the ability to like break bones, which is funny. You can't like punch people anymore. And I think, yeah, it's kind of a copy paste game, but I feel like so are the other skate games. The things that make each of the skate games different is their environment, and this game sure does have a different environment. I don't believe I mentioned that it's live play, but if you watching this video and haven't actually played the game, yes, it's live play. And again, I think that adds a bit to it, makes this game a bit more unique. But the fact with it also being live play is there's a bunch of events, like seasonal events. Like as of recording this video, there's a Halloween event going on. There's like this like sand van skater festival event going on. There's a bunch of cool events, and each event is changing the map in some way. But again, this game is in early access. I don't believe that this game should stay this way. Stay just sand van. I think they gotta add some more islands. I think that'd be really cool. And I really love the industrial area like the most when playing Skate 3. So I hope they have those kind of like 3 segments, like a city, like not big city, but still like a decent amount of people live there, like the university area. Then I hope they have an industrial area. I hope defended this game good enough for you, and I've defended most of the bad parts about this game. So let's get into one more great part that I think is here in this game. I mentioned earlier how this game is a live play game, meaning that's updated live, you get to play with real players, and I didn't really mention how that's utilized in this game and why it's such a good aspect of this game. So obviously I just said this game isn't repetitive, and part of that is the daily challenges and the community parks. Both of these rotate every 24 hours. Here right now, I'm messing around in a community park, and though they may not look as realistic, I would say, and there's a bunch of floating pieces everywhere, you can't deny that they're pretty fun. People may call them just like asset dumps, just ways to keep people playing, but they actually are pretty good parks. Like there's enough things to mess around in for a bit, but it's not meant to be the main attraction. The main attraction are the activities / like the challenges that I've mainly been showing you this entire video. These challenges rank from beginner, aka amateur, to semi-pro, to pro, and they're a really nice way to just like have something to do, because in an open world it's very easy to just kind of get lost not really knowing what to do next. But when you keep stumbling around these challenges, they really help you develop your skills, and then if you end up getting too good to them, you can always put in optional optional things that you gotta do, like making yourself hit a certain trick and like developing a line ahead of time. All these things make each time you play the game, it feels like you're never out of things to do. And I feel like that it definitely plays into FOMO, which I'm not sure if I'm a fan of that, but I can't deny it's pretty fun. And I really enjoy every single time I come in playing skate, I can get these new challenges that I haven't seen before. I guarantee at some point they're gonna reset, but most of the time they're gonna be brand new challenges. This brings me to some miscellaneous items that I didn't really have a spot to fit in the overall argument, and I think are just really good parts of the game that I think need to be brought attention to. First, we have like the sound design. If you've played this game and like have really focused and like had music turned off, I guess, because the music probably overpowers the sound design, it sounds so good. Here, let me play a clip for you. Just to point out, if you didn't really notice these things, each ground type has a different sound effect when you're riding on it on the skateboard, and it makes it feel so immersive. And then also, if you didn't notice, the music, it is diegetic. I think that's how you say it. It's like it's in the world, and if you get too far away from it, it's going to be really quiet. If you get closer to it, it gets louder. Then if you noticed, when you get off your board, the music is muted. And I don't know, it's just a really neat touch. And I think this game has some of the best sound design I've ever seen in any game. But that's it. If you disagree with my opinion, you can go cry in a dumpster. It's my opinion, so get off. And subscribe if you liked or didn't like my opinion. Please subscribe. Trying to build up my channel. This is probably the most effort I've put into one video, and it's not even that much effort. I can go way more than this, and if enough people subscribe, I will. More videos coming soon. See ya.